Hello everyone and welcome back to Void Dwarf Studios, where I feel something needs to be addressed because I've been noticing a lot on various comment sections and stuff about Warhammer Plus. The new channel being announced for Games Workshop's animated projects. So here's the thing. Whilst I do love having things for free, and I do love having things for little to no expense on my part, just pop onto YouTube and just look at stuff. At the end of the day, nothing really is for free. People have to give up their time, their energy. They have to give up on socializing with people that they care about. They have to give up on all kinds of different things to pursue a project that their heart is attached to. And all these animators who have been hired and bought by Games Workshop to create these various projects, such as Astartes being possibly the most noteworthy one out of all of them, are incredibly talented individuals who deserve the support and financial backing to create the various projects they have. Now, a lot of the stuff I've been noticing on different sites and chats and a bit on YouTube, a bit on Facebook, is people are upset because they believe that because GW now effectively own the rights to these animations, that the animators themselves are not going to, be as authentic, which to me is kind of bizarre, and the idea that they won't be able to do the kind of work that they love anymore because GW has an oversight over them, which again I don't entirely understand, because if GW really wanted to try and stamp on people doing their own work based on their IP, then pretty much every single person on YouTube who has anything to do with 40k or fantasy or whatever is going to have a lawyer from GW staring down their neck. And here's the thing. The animators are now being paid. I'm not talking about Patreon or YouTube ads or anything like that. They're actually going to be paid salaries, weekly wages, monthly wages, hopefully. And they don't have to worry about financial difficulties anymore in this respect. They can actually now pursue their passion to their heart's content. They don't have to worry about being sued for any IP stealing or anything that's going to prevent them from doing the projects they love. Yes, there is of course the possibility that GW is going to screw this up. Of course there is. However, I think we really need to be a bit more positive, people. At the end of the day, these animators are now finally going to get the backing, time and resources they need to create the projects that they love. And the fact that it might be behind a paywall, it's almost guaranteed to be behind a paywall, I really don't think is that big of a sacrifice. These projects are so good. The animators behind them are so good, so talented. They deserve to be paid for their work. So when I hear people moaning that it's now behind a paywall and that it's all going to be rubbish now and GW have screwed over animators to stop them from producing work, and it's all very confusing and vexing. Even Arch Warhammer, who I respect, I'm not going to get into any political stances because honestly I don't particularly care. Frankly, I just enjoy watching his content and that's all I really care about. When you start jumping to conclusions and just assuming that this is a bad thing, I have to scratch my head, At the end of the day, these projects, to get off the ground, require people to, give money, This isn't exactly the kind of projects that you can pursue for free. If you want stuff to come out on a relatively regular basis and on a time scale, then you kinda have to put money where your mouth is. If you love the content from animators, from creators, from any content creator on, say, YouTube, Patreon, or wherever their platform is, if you're not prepared to put money towards their success and to help them create the kinds of things that you want to see, you're being a little, I would almost say, a bit two-faced. Now, obviously, not everyone has the finances to back every single creator they love. If they did, then we'd probably all be very financially well off to be able to back everyone whose projects that we love. But I think we need a bit more positivity, people. We need to look at this as an opportunity. yes, it's probably going to be behind a paywall, which probably means you're going to pay between, well, I would personally say a reasonable amount to pay would be, say, £6 to £8, because as it's just only GW content, I don't really see how they can justify any more than that. Maybe 12 max. I think 12 is the maximum that I would be prepared to spend on these kinds of Warhammer projects, and I'd love to support them. I'd love to support the guy who made Astartes and all these other cool-looking animators. Let's help people's dreams come true, people. Let's not bash things before we know what's going on. Just because the GW has created a channel that's sort of loosely based on a model of Disney, which I don't really think is that confusing or surprising, considering that Disney's channel is working so well, it's inevitable that other people are going to copy this. I think that we need to just give the animators that we love the support that they need. And who knows, bigger and more cooler projects might come out of this. Anything would be better than that god-awful Ultramarine movie. And hey, this could lead to actual decent movies from Games Workshop. Wouldn't that be awesome? The Horus Heresy as an animated series? Any of the Armageddon Wars? Or any of the cool stories that have been happening in Games Workshop's various franchises? That would be pretty sweet. I'd go to a cinema to see Space Marines beat the snot out of orcs and watch orcs crump some marines. Now, I would love to hear people's opinions on this, because I love a good debate and I love a good conversation most of all. So please, if you have your thoughts, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to reading them and talking to you. But let's keep it civil, people. It looks like the subscribers that I do have and who do talk on the channel have been very, very civil and are an awesome bunch of people, and I look forward to having these conversations with you. Until next time, take care, everyone.